Hello and welcome to the RunSpace. I'm Kat and I will be your coach if you sign up for one-to-one online run coaching. In this video, I'm just going to go through a little bit about how online run coaching works, the logistics involved, and also a little bit about what you can expect from me as a coach and also what I expect from you as an athlete, so you can work out if you're a good fit or not. So to start at the start, after you sign up online, your coaching will start the following Monday as long as you've signed up before the Friday, and the first week can be a little bit bitty in a way, and this is because I'm trying to get as much information from you as an athlete, and you're also figuring out how it all works a little bit. So although we will make it a very productive training week, it can feel just a little bit bitty because we're just starting to get the ball rolling a little bit. I'm trying to get as much information from you to make your training plan as bespoke as possible, and also you're working out how it all works. So how does it all work? After you sign up, you'll be sent a form to fill in about your running history, and also I will send you a link to download my app. My app is through the platform Final Surge, so look out for an email from Final Surge which will just get you to create an account on the app, and once that's created I can get to work my end setting up your training program. The runs and the strength sessions will all be uploaded onto an app, and the runs will come through to your sports watch as well, and I'll go through that in a minute. But just to mention that first week, it will be a little bit of a testing week. It will be productive, but I will ask you to run a certain amount of tests, maybe a time trial, maybe a progressive run. I will be trying to judge your paces and also what your pace perception is like, how much you like to push yourself in sessions as well. And I'll get you to do a few strength moves as well, which will show me how strong you are as a runner and if there are any glaring work on points there. Also, what I would really like you to do is film yourself running as well, because then I'll be able to have a look at your form and see if there's anything that we should work on there specifically, but to lay the foundations to work towards your goals, because all of this training will be based towards your goals, and running goals are not achieved in a week. That's why I have a minimum of 3 months, because by 3 months we'll start to think about achieving the goals which you have on the table. It might be though that 3 months is a stepping stone to much bigger goals. Running improvement is a slow process, so the further ahead we can think, the better. But what I'm really keen to do is to periodize your training. So for instance, say you really want to run a sub-4 marathon, but at the moment you're struggling with a sub-2 half marathon. Well, that might structure our training for us a little bit. In 3 months time, we want to have done a speed work block in order to bring our 10k down to that sub-2 10k equivalent. Then in the next couple of months we're going to run a sub-2 half marathon, and now we're going to apply that sub-2 half marathon to a marathon distance over the next 5 or 6 months. Realistically, that's probably the kind of timescale we'll be looking at, but we will break it down. We'll have objectives at every single goalpost, so it will really roadmap out the way towards your goals. So in that first week we'll have a chat, we'll ascertain your goals, we'll ascertain the roadmap towards them. Of course this will change, this will flex, but what we will then do is have a roadmap approximately to your goals. You'll have the runs on your phone and you will have the runs on your watch as well. I'll make sure that you have a few weeks of a training plan up at a time, but the great thing about run coaching is its flexibility. I'm not going to set training plans right up until that sub-4 marathon in 1 year's time, because we need to get things right in the next few weeks first, and that's why training is going to be broken down into cycles. So we're going to have what's called microcycles, which are the weeks, and we're going to have mesocycles, which are the months, and each of these months is going to have a goal which will be productive towards that end goal. And there can be multiple end goals if you have multiple races as well, but we'll try and make more dovetail together so that they support each other. So you will have clear direction about where your running is going. So the logistics of how the sessions are delivered is they will be on the app and you can see them in advance, but when they come through to your watch, you will just press go and the watch will tell you when to run, when to stop, when to recover, when to run a bit faster, when you're not running fast enough, when you're running too fast. There will be a speedometer which comes up on the watch face, which will tell you whether you're on pace, or we can do things RPE based if you prefer and if you seem to have good pace management. It's completely bespoke, athlete to athlete. And regarding the strength sessions as well, you do not have to have full gym access. You can do strength training just at home, and the strength training will be completely bespoke and individual to you. If we just need to keep you strong and injury free, there might be just some general lower body sessions. However, if you are fighting against an old injury, or you really need to improve a certain aspect of your running, or you're training for something which is very specific, such as very hilly race, then we'll make the strength and conditioning really fit your goals. So that's the logistics. We've got the app where we can follow along with the strength sessions and we can follow along with the runs. We've got the watch which tells us when to run and how fast to run, and we can also see this on our desktop version of the website as well. But that is all well and good, But what's the difference between training and coaching? It's the communication that goes on behind the scenes. So we are always going to have a WhatsApp chat going on, and you can send me questions at any time. I don't guarantee instant replies, but I guarantee at all times I want to hear from you. So not only can you leave comments in the app on the specific individual sessions, and which we'll review every single week, which I'll come on to in a minute, but you will also have a WhatsApp chat with me so that we can communicate at all times. And then once a month as well, we will sit down, we'll have a chat over a brew, just online, and see how things are actually going on. And just to check our progress as well, and for that extra bit of accountability, at the end of every single week, I'll be sending you a check-in form. That check-in form can pertain to the whole month if it's at the start of the month, or on the weeks in between the start of the month, it will be what's called a pit stop check-in form. And that pit stop check-in form is just asking you, how was that lap, or that week, that microcycle, and how is the next week looking? Is there any adjustments that we need to make for the next week? Because although you'll have a few weeks up of your training plan, it's always flexible. And just let me know in advance, sit down at the weekend, have a look at your training plan in advance and think, okay, you know what, I can't actually do that run, but you know what, even if I can only run 3 times this week, I might be able to get an extra home strength session in. Let me know and we will adjust it. We don't need every single week to be consistent. The legs don't care if they do a track Tuesday or a track Sunday. It's absolutely fine. Break that rule of long runs on a Sunday if you wish. And we can flex around your shifts, your family as much as possible, because training has to fit life rather than fight it. But also sessions do have to be productive towards your goal. We will work backwards in a sense from your goal as well as forwards from what paces you are at the moment, and we'll make them meet in the middle. And at the same time as well, I'll be sending you back some feedback from your runs. So I'll bring the runs up on screen and I'll just let you know how they've gone. Okay, brilliant, we've exceeded the paces here. Do we need to set your paces a little bit higher? Because as you train, your paces will get faster, so we'll have to adjust that. On the other hand, you know what, your heart rate was super high at that end of that long easy run. Maybe we need to reduce the volume a little bit. I will be digging into the stats in a deep dive way every single month and giving you some feedback so that we know that we're on track. So that's how training will work in a nutshell. You'll get the sessions, they'll go through to your watch, you'll get analysis and feedback, and we will adjust next week's training sessions as required. We'll have a chat every single month to make sure that you are on the track. And also there's the fun stuff, because running is meant to be fun. So firstly, if there's a kind of session which you don't like doing, then we won't do it. There's so many ways to train. Training is meant to be enjoyable. Sometimes it is the outcomes that we find are enjoyable, but let's make training as enjoyable and as motivating towards those goals as possible. We'll try different training methods and everything will be as flexible as possible. And you will have the support not only of me, but of a really supportive online training group as well, who are all going for different goals. There's a great group with lots of camaraderie going on. There's monthly competitions for those who want to get involved where you can win Biscoff brownies. And also there's the opportunity to get together a couple of times a year at chosen park runs if you can attend in-person meetings. And you can also get sent duck memes every Thursday. So what you can expect from me as a coach is a timely delivered training plan, usually a few weeks in advance so we know what's coming up. Enthusiastic but also honest communication, giving you good quality feedback on your runs and keeping you accountable. And when I say you've done really, really well, you've exceeded the paces, we need to challenge you more, I mean it. But also when I say, you know what, the training ethos isn't quite here for the goals that you want to achieve, then you'll have to be able to deal with that kind of honesty as well. But it'll always be in a constructive way. It will never just be army style shouting at you. Please don't worry about that. And lastly, it will be delivered with a sense of humour which appreciates your lifestyle. We are not meant to run 24/7. You do not have to run every single day. Whether you run 3 times a week or 7 times a week, whether you have 2 hours to commit to training or 7 hours to commit to training or even more, we will make training fit your life, and we'll have to make your goals fit your life as well, because there's no point in training fighting with life. And what I expect from you as an athlete is just to give the sessions your all and communicate honestly back. The more involved you can get with your training, the better. The people who tend to thrive on this type of coaching isn't necessarily those who just tick every session off, but those who really communicate, give me feedback back, play devil's advocate if you need to. Say, I don't like that session, I want to change that session up. I will ask you why, we'll come up with a better way to train you. The constant communication is honestly what sets coaching apart from just being a training plan. It's the accountability, it's the motivation, but it's also the constant communication, adjustment and flexibility to make sure that this fits your life. So I hope that helps answer any questions you might have had about run coaching. However, if you've got any more questions, just get in touch and yeah, run strong in the meantime.